Having begun the Klingon intro missions back in 2409, we've just taken over as captain of the Kos'Karii after our cowardly former captain betrayed the crew to a Starfleet vessel, allowing them to beam over and attempt to retrieve a prisoner that we were holding. This prisoner is one Franklin Drake of Section 31, however, we don't know that. What we do know is that several Federation vessels are inbound and attempting to find us and the Segpa, our allied vessel.
Captain, there is no sign of the Segpa on scanners. We do not know if the Feds destroyed her, but I suggest we not worry about that just yet. Engines and shields are operational, but we need iridium to facilitate immediate repairs to other systems, and our iridium stores were lost in the ambush. Fortunately, there are some asteroids in the vicinity that might have what we need.
Our ship is a Burrell-class bird of prey. In 2409 there are several versions of this classic form, but the Burrell is the original design. Much like Starfleet's Excelsior class, the Burrell saw very little alteration on the outside, while internals and systems are upgraded with time, so although a bird of prey from 2280 looks the same as one from 2409, internally they may be quite different. What defines a bird of prey for the KDF are the variable wings, which alter for flight or attack modes.
Helm, full stop! Captain, I recommend we use the scanners to see if this contains any iridium. No iridium on the scanners, but that nearby asteroid field may have what we need.
Not exactly a riveting first act of command, but we do need iridium. In Star Trek lore, it's a commonly used material that is used in repairs, but it's seldom kept on ships as it has a very short half-life, so you can't really store it on board.
Helm, full stop! Captain, I stopped the ship this time, but from now on you'll be responsible for controlling the speed of the ship.
Tutorial.
We have found several asteroids that contain iridium, Captain. Weapons are back online.
So, to test our systems out, we aim for the rocks to extract what we need.
Bashkar! We found some iridium! Captain, I'm picking up a Starfleet distress signal. Seems that a frigate looking for us took a hit in a nearby asteroid field. They are disabled. They won't be out of action for long. I suggest we put end to their hunt while we can. What are your orders, Captain?
Make ready for battle then. Well, the damaged frigate will not provide much in the way of competition, but where there is one Federation vessel there are bound to be others, especially with their smaller craft. We close into range to see that it is a wounded Centaur-class vessel, having taken a major impact from something, maybe an asteroid, maybe the Segpa.
Mayday, mayday! We are disabled and under attack by the Burrell we were searching for. Request assistance.
Sir, a Federation repair team just did. I suggest we take them out as well.
2 more ships arrive, probably already responding to the Centaur's original plight. However, these are not warships, they are in fact old Miranda-class vessels.
Captain, the Feds are jamming our sensors. We can't get a lock on the Segpa while they do. We have determined the location of the ships that are jamming us, however. We should eliminate them so we can continue our search for the Segpa. It will be a tough fight, but the crew hungers for battle. I think we're up for the challenge. Your orders, Captain?
Prepare to cloak us. They outnumber us, so we will need the advantage. One thing that's always struck me as odd with the Klingon mindset is that they're all about honourable combat, defeating a foe and fair odds, and it's seen as a preferable outcome, yet they enjoy using cloaking devices for the clear, unfair tactical advantage they bring. Cloaks are too much of an advantage to ignore, granted, but I've always wondered how Klingons deem cloaking devices okay, yet forms of assassination, like a blade in the back, are frowned upon, because this is basically a spaceship's version of a sneak attack right now, so why the hypocrisy? Sure, you can rationalise this in whatever way you like. For example, right now we're outnumbered, so getting the jump is an equaliser of sorts. It's just that, cloaks are used without these sorts of justifications all the time. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to decloak and fight them fairly, I'm not dumb. But neither of the Klingons. They do utilise whatever advantage they can. It's just that the cloak is something that seems at odds with the Klingons' often honour-centric tactics. Saying that, open fire. We take out one Miranda class, which didn't even have its shields up. Its detonating core then damages the other Miranda class and the more armoured Shakar class. Another drops, and then the final Shakar is all that remains. This is a 25th century replacement for the lighter Mirandas.
Enemy ships destroyed. Jamming effect neutralized. We are clear to resume our search for the Segpa, Captain. Your orders?
We continue the search for our fellows, and now, without the Federation causing interference, we have far more luck.
This is Captain Kagdar of the IKS Segpa. Where is Captain Jurlek?
Well, by now half of him will be in a Targ's stomach. He betrayed us, killed the first officer, so as a second I slew him in a duel.
Ah, finally! That miserable Toba has been a blight for far too long. Congratulations! May you bring glory to your ship and your house. Speaking of which, do you want to join our fight against this Federation Patak? My long-range comms are down, so I cannot notify High Command of the situation.
Kpla. We are eager to join the battle. It's also interesting to see that Jurlak had a bit of reputation.
Communications officer, make a report to command. Give them our coordinates and tell them we are moving to assist the Segpa in battle.
Kagan takes care of the communique as we prepare the ship for combat against a larger foe.
Captain, the Starfleet vessel is hailing us. Do you wish to respond?
Now, as tempting as it is to ignore them, we may learn something by talking with them.
This is the Federation ship USS Musashi hailing incoming Klingon vessel.
This is your opponent, Musashi. Are you calling to surrender?
Captain Jurlek, what are you... Wait. Where is Captain Jurlek?
At lunch.
Captain, Klingon Defense Force reinforcements are warping in.
Well, that's good timing. We also explain that Jurlak is now dead and we're in command.
Well then, I assume you realize how outgunned you are? I'll cut you the same deal I had with Jurlek. Give us your prisoner, and we'll let you escape, and live to fight another day. Failure to comply means we'll disable your ship and take the prisoner by force.
Well, I would say brave words, but with reinforcements here, you're just being an idiot.
It looks like Starfleet wants a fight. Shall we give them one, Captain?
You're making a huge mistake.
Stop talking to me, you can't see me now, I'm invisible. However, we are dealing with a Galaxy-class starship, which by itself can handle a Vorcha battle cruiser like the Segpa. So let's not give in to hubris like Musashi's apparently moronic captain. Then again, this pretty much encapsulates Starfleet. They're proud of their achievements to a fault, to the point of ignoring its shortcomings. We are far more manoeuvrable than this sluggish cruiser and able to keep up the attack at its weakest shielded points. The mighty Galaxy-class falls to our combined assault, death they would have avoided had they made the decision to flee.
We are going to stay here while repairs are underway. But you need to get that Federation prisoner to Kronos immediately. High Command is expecting him. You probably want to space him by now. I know I did. But that would be a career-ending move for you. Just get him to Kronos.
Understood, Captain. Well fought today and success on your future battles.
Congratulations, warrior.
With the Segpar out of danger and with allied ships securing the system, we are free to take our prisoner, this Federation agent, back to Kronos. Let's see if we can learn exactly what it is that they want from him and why he is so important. Our reinforcements do not have cloaking devices, so it would be better for us to move by ourselves, quicker and quieter. Kronos is in the Beta Quadrant, not as far into its depths as Romulan space, but the Empire expands across the border into the Alpha Quadrant too. From here, the cavernous and rocky world acts as the crown of the Empire, but sits in a debris field of its own making. The ruined rocks of Praxis litter the sky, as the shards tumble around the world, forming a thin ring over the generations.
So you're the one with my prisoner. Congratulations! We've captured him many times, but no one has ever actually gotten him as far as Kronos before he escaped. He's quite the prize. Beam him down directly to the prison here in First City, and we'll make arrangements for the prisoner transfer. Kronos prison facility out!
A wily one then. Nevertheless, we beam him to the surface, half expecting him not to materialise.
The prisoner has been received.
Well, thank Kalis for that. With nothing left to do up here, Command is going to want to know why I'm now in charge of this ship and what happened to the first officer and its captain. Also, Doran, the previous first officer, had her Parmakai on Kronos in the First City, and he deserves to know what happened to his wife.
The prisoner has been received and muzzled. Typical human, in love with the sound of his own voice. Oh, some stuffy bureaucrat tried to reach you here. Word about your promotion has traveled fast, it seems. I suggest you present yourself to the High Council and get the formalities out of the way.
I am sure they will understand. I have broken no laws in taking command for the vessel. I even waited to accept the first officer position before I challenged Jerlak. Predicting this, we have beamed in as close as we are permitted to the Great Hall of the First City, the home of the Chancellor Jumpok and his council. Outside stand podiums for the speakers of the halls to disseminate news, whilst the long entrance hall gives you time to appreciate the grandeur of this hall, its history and the legacies recorded and made here. We take the long walk to the thrones, and already from here we can see Jumpok, the Chancellor himself, standing above his advisors as they discuss the war effort. I was expecting to report to some stuffy office, but for him to have summoned me here personally is a great honour.
There she is! The hero that brought us a Federation prisoner! The warrior who saved the Segpar! The rightful heir of a starship by right of personal combat! You have done well to start your career. I will be keeping an eye on you and your progress.
Qapla', Chancellor, it is an honour to command under your leadership.
Now, before you go flying off to find your adventure, there is the matter of your duties as a captain in the Klingon Defense Force. First off, there is the matter of Lieutenant Doran's husband, her Parmach. It is your duty to inform him of her death, as you are now her superior officer, even in death.
Understood. I will inform him of her passing, even if it was at the hands of a coward.
We will find Chagrin, Doran's Parmach, working at the exchange.
Good. I will meet you there. What unfolds next is basically a getting to know Kronos mission. We first go to the exchange. We find its overseer, a squat Ferengi called Farm.
Greetings! I am Farm, a fully certified banker and financial investor. What can I help you with today?
What exactly is this place?
Buy low, sell high. It's just like the 9th rule of acquisition says. Opportunity plus instinct equals profit. This is the exchange, located in First City here on Kronos. Here you have access to your personal bank, as well as the bank of any fleet you might be a part of. In addition, there are exchange terminals located throughout, where you can buy and sell items from other captains like yourself.
Money can't buy you honour. I'm looking for a Klingon who works here, name's Chagrin.
Chagrin? Oh, right. He's one of the maintenance engineers. Make sure the exchange computers are up and running. Last I knew, he was running diagnostics in the warehouse, located in the back of the exchange.
That is all I need from you today, Ferengi.
One more thing. As a first-time visitor to this exchange, you've qualified for a free sample of our fine merchandise. You won't find better quality anywhere on Kronos, Warrior. And if you like it, feel free to come back. Like the Grand Nagus always says, the only thing better than a first-time customer is a repeat customer.
You know, I'm familiar with things like this. This better be an actual gift with no strings attached. Leaving the Ferengi, we head to the back of the warehouse to find Chagren. And we do very quickly. He is sat on the floor, clasping his head, looking rather dazed.
Shh.
Shh. Wait, what? What happened?
Nausicaan smugglers. They must have known I was all alone in here. Ambushed me. They're pirates, robbing the exchange. Someone must stop them. I'm too injured to...
Very well, I shall kill these pirates, then you and I need to talk. By now, Kagan has caught up with us, and scanning around we can see numerous clusters of Nausicaan pirates. Since they allied with the Empire, Nausicaan presences on Kronos are common, which unfortunately provides ample opportunity for others to exploit this. We charge in with the battler at any opportunity as it tears through shielding. After clearing out the right side of the warehouse, we move on our way up the left flank until all the pirates are slain. Lucky for us, they don't all attack at once, and allow us to work our way through more manageable groups of enemies. We can find a snivelling Ferengi at the rear of the warehouse and choose not to kill him. There's no honour in that, so we return past the cargo transporters to Chagren.
You fight well. You've given me time to recover my strength. But now I must find Mazharog and put an end to that miserable Takek's treachery!
Mazharog? What's a Mazharog? Is it an Earth game with tiles that you stack?
Well, tell them, Chagrin. Who am I?
Mazharog! You're nothing but a smuggling Yintah!
No. Wrong as always. I'm the one who's going to kill you. A real warrior never lets his prey escape.
Not very imaginative.
You dare to challenge a warrior of the Empire?
Mazharog is wielding a Nausicaan-designed energy lance that causes disruptor damage and has several other effects, most annoyingly a stun. The Nausicans sided with the Gorn against the Empire in 2399, but upon the Gorn's defeat they signed an aggression pact with the Klingons. Ever since then, they've often worked alongside the Empire in the KDF after the Gorn were absorbed and the Orions willingly joined. However tough this pirate thought he was, clearly it wasn't enough.
You said you had something to tell me.
Yes, I have to inform you that Captain Doran was slain by Drella.
I understand. She was a true warrior. Tell me, exactly how did she die?
The coward Drellak killed her. I then slew him for the dishonor he brought to the vessel.
It is good you were able to avenge her death, but she failed. I will not have Doran denied entrance to Stovokor because she died at the hands of a traitor. If you would have me, I would join your crew and fight by your side in her name. My talents as an engineer are wasted here in these warehouses. Let me battle worthy foes!
You're welcome, Chagrin. The glory you win will be for Doran.
You will be a captain worthy of my service. We are being hailed.
Lieutenant.
Prison warden. Something I should know about.
That prisoner you dropped off escaped with the help of 2 accomplices.
Oh,
One was a male Orion, and the other a Nausicaan. The Orion caused a commotion, filing a complaint regarding a prisoner transfer that never occurred, and then kept shouting until he managed to distract the entire room.
His name wasn't Charon, was it?
Meanwhile, the Nausicaan made his way into the cell block and shorted out the force field controls. Cameras caught him equipping our Federation prisoner with a holo-emitter disguise. The three then escaped into the city in the aftermath.
We can try to deflect blame immediately, but who cares right now? Or we can simply take action. What else do you know?
Security cameras caught the trio heading north before they were lost in the crowd. You are to search there for any witnesses that may lead us to their hiding location. I don't care what this prisoner knows. He's been more trouble than his value to intelligence. If he happens to die during capture, there will not be an inquiry.
I understand this man is clearly dangerous, but his knowledge is a tantalizing prize.
I think I know where we can start looking for the criminals.
No, I'm listening. I was going to start at the prison.
The Chamber of Judgment is nearby, close to the Lake of Fire. An old judge I know likes to sit near the lake between trials. He might have seen something, and he's no friend to criminals. If he saw them, he will be happy to bring them to justice. The Lake of Fire is just outside of the exchange. With luck, the judge will be there.
Funny you should mention that. I think I see him.
Look, if you've come to try and curry my favor in the courtroom, you're wasting your time and risking my wrath.
I do not intend to find myself in a courtroom. I'm looking for criminals, an Orion, a human, and an Orsican.
Curious. I did see such a trio recently, but thought little of it. On reflection, the human was garbed in a heavy cloak, perhaps to conceal his prison uniform.
Did you keep an eye out for which way they went?
Indeed. They headed north, then west. They may have sought one of the tailors there to acquire new clothes to disguise themselves.
To the markets. Yes, a change of garb would make sense. Qbla, Judge.
Head west from the courtyard and down the stairs to the tailor.
The stranger with the Orion and Nausicaan? Yes, they were just here. They made a quick purchase and then made their way to the bar to the west. Speaking of new clothes, I could outfit you and your crew in the latest in Klingon fashion for the right price. Come see me anytime.
Not right now. We run across the courtyard to the mentioned bar, where the tailor saw them heading. Upon entry, we find an unoccupied barkeep and question.
What can I get you?
A Nausicaan, Orion, and a human wearing a heavy cloak. The tailor over there said that they saw them coming here.
Ah, yes, them. They asked about another Orion, a fixer named Garant, then headed downstairs. Syndicate business, I'm guessing. Anyway, their business, not mine.
Downstairs. So the Orion Syndicate has a setup down here. Good to know. They're handy people to get in touch with. We head downstairs and find the Orion the barkeep mentioned.
A stranger, an Orion, and a Nausicaan. Reminds me of a joke I heard once. Well, yeah, then again, perhaps this isn't the time for such things. You know, I did see such a group. They went into the back rooms, right over there, behind those doors. Always happy to help warriors of the Empire with anything they might need. Good hunting.
The Orion Syndicate is a shady organisation out to make their own success, but they are allied with the KDF, so they do indeed share resources and information. We head into the back rooms to try to find what it is they were doing. We can't be that far behind them now. An industrially lit corridor greets us, built into the foundations of this city. It is old, but security cameras immediately catch our eye. Many of these doors don't open, but the last one has something of interest.
That is a suspiciously new console for an old building.
We tinker with it for a moment and manage to open the attached door. Inside is a surprise. We see several Klingons who immediately pull their disruptors on us, but they are then joined by humans wearing the same black plain garb as the prisoners we transferred. The fighting is brief, and these turncoats are downed along with the Federation's spies. But the room is not yet clear, so we begin a systematic search.
It looks like the spies have set incendiary devices to cover their tracks. We should disable these in case they are set to ignite later.
We indeed set about disarming these charges, because if they go off, who knows how much damage it would do to the surrounding city, let alone destroying the evidence.
Let's resume our search for the human criminal. That room in the back looks like a good place to start.
Before that, however, we look around to realise the level of setup the Federation has here. It's definitely Starfleet technology. Their silver, blue and gold interfaces are unmistakable. But to get it all here cannot have happened overnight. This infestation has been here a while. Pushing that aside for now, we leave the nest to find the only other exit the room has at the rear of the building, and we step through.
You're too late. You may have defused the bombs, but your quarry is long gone.
You must be the Orion who freed our human. It's also unfortunate you didn't join him. He attempts to beam in a small turret to aid him, but it really doesn't help. By the time it's operational, it's already exploded and he's down. So, you're part of a spy network from within the first city itself? You're in for a world of trouble. Nothing? Well, the man you freed, the human spy, what do you know of him? Where did he go? Tight-lipped, huh? What do you think we should do with him, Kugan?
He's not talking. Probably trained to withstand torture. We're not going to get anywhere with this one.
Agreed. And the longer we spend questioning him, the further away our escapee gets. He's a distraction.
KDF security is on their way. They can take this Bachtag to the infirmary.
So you're saying I shouldn't shoot him now? Well, maybe I'll stun him a bit. Unfortunately, he's done his job, because just as we enter the next room, we see our mystery man transport away on a Federation pad. Damn it, well, we set about their control panel to see if we can verify his destination.
According to the logs, the last transport was to the shipyard in orbit above Kronos. If we don't hurry, our prisoner could easily secure passage out of the system. I recommend we go to the shipyard at once. We need to make our way to the transporter pad to beam to the shipyard, Captain.
This transporter is inoperable for us, some encryption or something, and it would take longer to break it than simply hoofing it across city to the nearest available transporter. As a recently new captain, we are permitted to beam to the orbital station. We arrive barely minutes behind our quarry and move to flag down the attendant for arrivals. To avoid suspicion, our target would have had to have materialised on these pads, surely, which means he was probably seen.
You interested in buying a slightly used ship?
I'm more interested if a human came through here, dressed in black blonde hair, scar on his face.
Oh yes, just minutes ago. I sold him a shuttle. He seemed in a rush to leave. Didn't think anything of it. I assume he's wanted by the KDF?
I will find him! I mean, yes.
Lucky for you. I kept a copy of the transponder code of the shuttle he just bought. And I will give it to you at no charge. In fact, since you're going after such a dangerous fugitive, let me throw in this technical manual. The spec should help your tactical officer to be able to eke some better performance out of your ship. Just to show you which side I'm on. Qapla'! And glory to the Empire, right?
You know, I almost believe that you just made a mistake.
Captain, we found the transponder signal. Standing by to beam you aboard and begin pursuit.
Okay, plot a destination for him. We are only minutes behind, but now I am going to inner monologue for a minute or two while gazing scenically out of the space dock window as I wrap up this episode. Thanks for watching this episode of the story series. Our quarry has indeed gotten away again, but not for long, and we have finally uncovered just why he may have been so successful in escaping before. We have an intelligence leak right here on the capital of the Empire. Even if he does get away, we can cauterize this infection and blind Starfleet for a time. This will be a glorious turn of events, mark my words. So, until the next time, thank you for joining me as we continue to explore the ever-evolving narrative of Star Trek Online. I've been Rick, and I'll see you again for the next part. Goodbye.